Hello and welcome to the South Fiordland Bush Flying series. And if you're new to me and this video series, check the link in the description to episode 1, which will tell you all about it, where we are and what we're doing. 3 in a row that didn't need fixing. It would be nice if that carries on for a bit with the next few legs as well. A little house I'd forgotten was there. Well, it's still there, so that's good. We'll follow the lake around to the next one. The direct route would be up and over the mountains on our left, but following the lake doesn't add too much to the distance, and it may well be the quicker way of getting there. The direct route would mean a much slower airspeed as we gain enough altitude to get over the mountains, which is why it might not be the quickest or most efficient way. I don't know, I've never timed it both ways, but we'll take the low level option today. And where we are going, according to the Fjord Tours brochure which we're following, is our next destination is Yellow House Farm. This is home to a local sculptor who has spent months lovingly creating a statue of one of South Fiordland's heroes, Fernando Furballs. Fernando is famous in South Fiordland as he once managed to make some 2-minute cup noodles in only 1 minute and 58 seconds. But I'm sure you all knew that anyway, as his achievement was big news at the time. The statue is apparently nearly finished now, so this is a rare chance to see it before it gets shipped over to the art gallery at Five Finger Peninsula. And of course you will also get to meet the sculptor himself. Well, as for landing at Yellow House Farm, it's definitely a one-way airfield. In a barren and probably in most planes. We'll come at it from over the lake, try and avoid a small wooden dock by the threshold, and then land on a runway that is just about an okay kind of length. It's certainly not one of the biggest ones in South Fiordland. And there is also a bit of a dip in the middle of the runway, which can be very annoying taking off, but can be rather dangerous while landing. Now, if you land a bit long and then have too much speed by the time you hit the dip, it's big enough to launch you back into the air a little bit. So you've already got too much speed for that to happen, and you'll then be floating over a small section of runway where your wheels are not on the ground anymore and braking and slowing you down. Now, if you get it right and get down early, close to the threshold and on the brakes, then the dip isn't that much of an issue by the time you get there, as you should then be slow enough for it to not have much of an effect. So while you don't really get a reward for a good landing, you can end up with a punishment for a bad one and overrun into the vegetation. So in a barren, this is not about pretty landings here. Just get on the ground, get on the brakes and hope for the best. Because if we can do that, then it's possible to get stopped and still have plenty of runway left over. Well, perhaps plenty is a little bit too strong of a word, but at least some excess runway. And if I remember correctly, the last time I did land here, when I was just having a bit of fun in X-Plane 11, that was a barren overrun, but only by about a foot or two. I did manage to keep the main gear actually on the runway. It was just the front of the aircraft that had left it and was in the grass. Let's keep our fingers crossed for what we can do today. Oops, get the nose back down. Oh yeah, that will do. Thought we'd go for a little bit of back pressure on the stick. Raised the nose that high that I nearly had a tail strike. But apart from that, it went quite well. Stopped in plenty of time and didn't break anything, so yeah, that's good. Runway and the vegetation look all okay. Let's see what the buildings and bits are down here, if any of that needs fixing or tweaking. I can't see any of the pink purpley boxes for missing objects, so that's good. And there is the yellow house at Yellow House Farm. Yeah, I think that one's all good.